There's a moment every narcissist dreads. Not when you block them, not when you call them out, but when you become emotionally untouchable. When your silence replaces your reactions. When your growth becomes louder than their manipulation. That's the moment they know they've lost control, but they won't show you fear. Not yet. Because when a narcissist sees that you're too strong to break, they don't give up. They evolve into something colder, more calculated, and Carl Jung, the legendary Swiss psychologist, discovered exactly what they do next. A final trick, the dirtiest one of all, and if you don't recognize it, it can drag you back into emotional chaos even after you thought you escaped. In today's video, we're not just talking about narcissistic behavior, we're exploring it through Carl Jung's lens of shadow psychology, projection, and power dynamics. You'll learn why narcissists fear your strength, how they manipulate your empathy, and most importantly, how to see through their final illusion before it costs you your healing. Because the truth is, their last move isn't a cry for help. It's a test. And once you understand it, you'll never be fooled again. Carl Jung, the father of analytical psychology, taught that the narcissist's worst fear isn't rejection or abandonment, it's the rise of your true self. He called it the individuation process, the psychological journey of becoming whole. To a narcissist, your growth is a threat because it means they're losing control. According to Jung's work on the shadow self, narcissists refuse to acknowledge their own flaws, fears, and insecurities. So they project them onto others, especially those they once controlled. But when you stop reacting, stop explaining, stop begging to be understood, something shifts. Jung called it a power inversion crisis. The narcissist senses it, that they're no longer the center of your psyche, and that's when they strike, not with anger, but with emotional warfare. It's not rage, it's not insults, it's not even ghosting. It's something far more calculated, manufactured vulnerability. Carl Jung discovered that when a narcissist realizes they can no longer dominate you, when your strength becomes undeniable, they stop attacking and start collapsing. But it's not real collapse, it's strategy. They present themselves as helpless, broken, even lost without you, not because they want to heal, but because they want to disarm you. This is where things get dangerous. They'll say, "I'm going through so much right now. I don't know who else to turn to. I know I've hurt you. But I'm not okay either." Suddenly they're fragile, and your empathy, the very thing you worked so hard to preserve, becomes the weapon they turn against you. According to Jung, this is no coincidence. Narcissists take mental notes of what triggers your guilt, what awakens your compassion, and what makes you feel responsible for others. When they see you rising, they deploy all of it. They might invent a crisis, a health scare, a financial disaster, a dramatic emotional breakdown. It's timed perfectly, right as you start living in your power. But here's the chilling part. Carl Jung observed that narcissists create problems just to pull you back into old patterns. They don't miss you, they miss controlling you. And if you're not careful, you'll think helping them is healing, when in truth, it's your old trauma, reactivating. Don't fall for the collapse. It's not weakness, it's bait. And if you bite, they win. So how do you escape this final manipulation? This dirty trick narcissists deploy when they see your strength as a threat. Carl Jung gave us the answer, but it wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, like healing. He taught something called differentiated compassion, the ability to feel empathy without becoming entangled in someone else's emotional chaos. It's when you realize that you can care without carrying, that you can feel sorry for someone and still say no, because here's the truth. Narcissists don't just want your help. They want your sacrifice. They want your boundaries bent, your focus fractured, your energy redirected away from your healing and toward their survival. And they'll disguise it as a plea for love, for mercy, for one last chance. But Carl Jung warned us. Every just this once is a crack in your foundation, one you worked years to rebuild. They'll say, "I know you're busy, but I really need you. You're the only one who understands me. Please, don't abandon me right now. I'm falling apart. It feels urgent. It feels real. Sometimes it is real. And that's what makes it so effective. Narcissists aren't always faking their pain, but they're timing it. They choose the moment you're strongest, not when you're vulnerable, but when you're finally getting better. Because they know that's when they're losing you for good. This is the trap Jung described. A psychological entanglement where your own goodness becomes a weapon used against you. They don't pull you back with force, they pull you back with guilt. And guilt is powerful, especially when you're healing, because healing makes you question everything. Am I being selfish? Am I turning cold? Am I abandoning someone in pain? But stop. Ask the question Jung wanted us to ask. Is helping them helping me become who I truly am? Or is it keeping me trapped in who I used to be, the version of me they could control? That's the crossroad. Carl Jung famously said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. But to become that person, you have to let go of who you were in their story. You have to stop playing the rescuer, the fixer, the emotional crutch, because those were survival roles, not your identity." When a narcissist deploys this final manipulation, manufactured vulnerability, it's not just a cry for help. It's a test. Will you choose them, or will you choose yourself? And this is where the real empowerment lives, not in screaming, not in proving, not in retaliating, but in choosing you. Quietly, consistently, unapologetically. It's in saying, "I care about you, but I won't abandon myself for you. Your pain is real, but it's not my responsibility to carry. I choose peace, not chaos, even if that means letting go." Every time you hold that line, you're not just protecting your healing, you're reinforcing a deeper truth. Their power over you was never real, it was borrowed. It existed only as long as you didn't know your worth. Jung believed that true strength isn't resistance, it's recognition. It's the ability to spot manipulation as it's happening, not after it's destroyed you. It's being able to say, "I see what this is, and I no longer participate in it." That is individuation. That is the birth of your authentic self. And here's the most important part. The narcissist's desperate final trick, their crisis, their guilt, their manipulation, only works if you forget who you are. But once you remember, once you reclaim your identity, your power, your boundaries, nothing they do can pull you back. They'll try everything. They'll shape-shift from victim to savior to child to monster. But the act no longer moves you, because you're no longer watching it from within the story, you're watching it from the outside. And that's where the healing lives. In detachment, in clarity, in freedom. So if you're standing at that crossroads right now, if the narcissist in your life has come back with trembling words, needing your love, your help, your strength, take a breath, feel your compassion, but don't hand over your power. Because Carl Jung would tell you this: the greatest danger to your soul isn't cruelty, it's self-betrayal. And every time you choose your truth, you take back what was always yours, your life. And that is a choice no narcissist can control.